I appeared on a TV show called My Restaurant Rules in 2005 in one episode. Here's more info about the show and photos taken. This was the logo for My Restaurant Rules. Season 2 is the one that I attended, and I think I was in episode 7 of the series. And over down here is Evan and Bella. That's the restaurant they own, and it was called Pink Salt. It was released by Channel 7. Here's some information about the show itself. They only did 2 seasons. I don't think they were going to renew a 3rd season. I think it might have been due to low ratings, I believe. Down below is the cast that was on that season. This was out the front of the restaurant, and it was on the 2nd floor, and I remember you had to go on those stairs to walk up to go, and you're eventually there literally turning left to see it. And it was quite a massive restaurant from what I remember, actually. And it's actually currently located in Manly as well. They don't go there anymore. They're in a completely new location, but I can show you what the building looks like now, because the building is still officially around to this day. It looks completely different to the older version. The text on the thing is completely gone. The building looks different, but I think it's still a restaurant up the stairs there, so it would be actually cool to actually see it in person one day. This is the front of the restaurant. As soon as you get up those stairs, I remember it looking exactly like that. This photo appears to be at night time, but I do have some old photographs that show when I attended there that one episode. Here's me wearing a green jacket, and there's Bella, the owner of Pink Salt in Manly. And they actually did a really nice welcoming sort of thing with the plants on the shelf there and their big Pink Salt sign. I thought it was very, very well put together. Speaking of the sign, there it is fully with the shelf and the front reception desk. This was now the inside of the restaurant, and you can tell by the people wearing the pink that you had to vote. I remember not too much, but specifically just remember the row of chairs and all that. Now re-seeing this, it's giving me flashback vibes. It's crazy, but I like what they did at the time. They managed to try and fit so many people in this restaurant, as you can see here with the bench and chairs and the tables. I think they did exceptionally really, really well. There's me on the right there, and this is their kitchen in the background. And there's also something I will mention. On the other side that you saw in the previous photograph, host of that season, Ian Dixon, actually hosted there, and there's a scene where he starts the introduction, and you can actually see me eating in the background. I don't remember too much. I have been trying for years to try and recover that episode, but unfortunately I have had no luck. So Channel 7, please send me something, or if you anyone who remembers this show, if you've got a copy of the episode of the series itself, please let me know. I've been trying for years to try and recover that episode that I was featured on, but it was a really, really fun day being a part of it. Here's Evan and Bella, and there's more of an in-depth of what the kitchen looked like. When I did my first Q&A video with my friend Agent Gib 95, I actually mentioned a bit more of the backstory of how I actually got to meet Ian Dixon at TV show, so definitely make sure to check that on my YouTube channel. It was released in 2014, this video, and I explain a lot more detail and appeared on the TV show. Interesting little fact that I will say, and I actually remember I had this pamphlet that you got handed, and I thought I had it, and I tried to look for it. Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore, which to this day I still had that pamphlet from Pink Salt. It had phone numbers, it had on Ever on it, and it had different text. Episode 7 was called And They Are Off and Racing. This episode was released March 3rd of 2005. Can't remember when the day of recording happened, because I'm wearing a jacket, so it could have been in like the colder winter season when it was filmed, but I do remember the air date, and I remember sitting on the TV waiting for that episode to come on, and it was so cool to actually see myself featured on TV so very young. You can see the ratings of how it was on the right there with the Rotten Tomatoes, and there's the host there on the left. I stumbled across this website, and it has a lot more information. There's the image I used earlier, and it's got all the information about Pink Salt when it was at Manly. Some more information, a close-up of the stairs, and also at the front entrance there with the lights on at night. And here's some more information about that I got from that same website from the previous photo. As I just mentioned, on the top there is where the old location address was, but now apparently it's in Double Bay, Sydney. So it's really fantastic that they're still around to this day and still doing really, really well. I have not seen the new updated restaurant at Pink Salt, but I would like to actually go check it out myself. Now, I do believe it's the same owners. And speaking of that, I did manage to find a photo of Evan. I couldn't find Bella though. There were some more articles that I found, but the last one was from like 2014 and it was showing photographs of the new restaurant. I also stumbled across the Sydney Morning Herald from 2005 explaining more about when the Manly restaurant opened as well. So if you guys want like a part 2, if I can find that information again, I will happily screenshot it and show you all. Overall, the experience was very, very incredible to be featured at such a young age too. So there you go. This is part 2 of the My Restaurant Rules showing of the time that I appeared an episode on there on TV. So I actually went onto my hard drive and discovered some more photographs that I want to share with you all. Let's get right into them. There's the host, Ian Dixon, right there, and the Vote to Pink Salt Sydney t-shirts that a lot of the waitresses were wearing. Advertised people to vote for the restaurant to stay or for to win, I believe. This appears to be the front of the restaurant. There's Bella there talking to some people, and there is actually the pamphlet that you had to call the numbers to get your votes in to let them win. And it was actually a really nice location where they were actually filming and recording the restaurant there. My gosh, it feels like yesterday just walking in that as a child and just seeing it for the first time. It was a great experience. Another photo inside the restaurant, you can just see in the background there 2 waitresses wearing the pink shirt. I think this might be the guy from the previous photograph. And you can see everybody enjoying the food at the restaurant too. Here is the reception desk. I found another photo and you can see in the background that they've got so many letters and pictures from people alongside. This is where we would have to write down reviews and stuff, I believe. And you can see that's Bella there behind the desk doing things that she's trying to do. And I also like the bouquet of flowers in the background. Very nice touch. Another photo behind the reception desk. There's the actual sign of their logo, Pink Salt, at the time being in Manly. Now, on the first part, I did mention that they're now in Double Bay. So I have thought about maybe doing a part 3 to explain a bit more further what the restaurant that they're at now looks like. So yes, that is definitely confirmed. The final photo that I've got for you guys is actually the pamphlet that I was given when I went there on the day. You can see on the bottom left corner that there is a tear, but they would have been the other states with their phone numbers. And you can see the SMS or call and dial too at the bottom there. There's Bella and Evan. You can see very young. My God, nostalgia. Just seeing this right now. Channel 7 logo, and there's the My Restaurant Rules logo up there as well. So I couldn't believe, I actually thought I lost this, but I found it in the hard drive. So there we go. That is the second part showing all the behind the scenes photos that I have got, and hoping to make a part 3 soon to explain about where they're up to now and what their restaurant location, and give some more interesting, more facts soon. Hope you guys enjoyed.